Hi, my name is Mark Dyer, and this speech is for Principles of Public Speaking and is about pollution. According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, pollution is defined as the addition of any substances or form of energy to the environment at a rate faster than it can be dispersed or diluted in some harmless way. I do a lot of outdoor activities, and kayaking is one of my favorite. Lately, my friends and I have been noticing a drastic change in our wildlife and water levels over the past 5 years. The fish population has decreased, as well as the number of other animals. The water level is something that I am very concerned about as well. It has become so low here that we do most of our kayak trips during the winter instead of summer, since the water level during the summer is too low. There are many factors to these changes in our environment, and the biggest one is the amount of pollution that occurs every year. Since the number of our population is always rising, we should figure out ways to educate ourselves and ways to reduce pollution. There are 3 different categories of pollution that gets into our environment. There are land pollution, air pollution, and water pollution. I'm going to describe all 3 of them and how they occur. The first type of pollution is land pollution. Land pollution is classified as a hazardous materials that enter our environment through the natural land surface by domestic, industrial, or agricultural activities. These activities are dumping non-biodegradable waste and are harming our soil greatly. Activities that produce the most pollution to our land are industrial factories, mining, human sewage, littering, and oil and antifreeze that come from cars. Another problem with land pollution is the growing number of people. Today, landfills are also at an all-time high, and many people are using resources and disposing of them too quickly. A couple examples are food and drinks are wrapped in plastic, as well as bottles and cans are thrown away. Also, batteries and other household chemicals live short lives and also quickly find the landfill and contaminate the soil. A couple of facts about landfill pollution are an average American produces approximately 3,000 pounds of hazardous waste every year. Also, in the U.S., we throw away 30 billion foam cups, 200 million tires, and 1.7 billion disposable diapers every year, and over 80% of our trash in landfills could be recycled. The second type of pollution is air pollution. Air pollution is very dangerous since we are always breathing it in. It is described as the accumulation of hazardous substances in our atmosphere that damage wildlife and human health. This type of pollution creates many harmful effects to our environment, and in the 1970s, the Environmental Protection Agency was created and quickly passed laws, such as the Clean Air Act, in order to put regulations and restrictions on businesses and car air pollution. According to the EPA, between the 1970s and 1990s, they prevented 200,000 premature deaths and 843,000 asthma attacks. Also, by the 1980s, levels of lead in the air were reduced by 92%, which has greatly decreased infants born with learning disabilities. The main cause of air pollution are automobiles, tobacco smoke, coal combustion, and aerosol sprays. A couple of facts about air pollution are the average adult consumes 3,000 gallons of polluted air daily, and 330,000 Americans die every year of lung cancer, which comes from air pollution. The third type is water pollution. As I stated earlier, this is the kind of pollution that I am most worried about. Water is the source of all life, and if not treated well, could be a disaster. Water pollution is the contamination of waterways by hazardous materials. Most people don't know they are contaminating water when they are doing everyday activities around their house. Any fertilizers used or oil spilled eventually washes away and ends up in a river. When the chemicals enter the water, they almost immediately kill all wildlife in that area. Ways in which water gets contaminated are mostly by factories, household chemicals, oil spills, and fertilizers. A couple of facts about water pollution are 1.2 trillion gallons of waste, stormwater, and sewage are getting into U.S. waters every year, and 40% of U.S. rivers are too polluted for aquatic wildlife to live. All three of these categories of pollution have effects on each other and have a huge impact on our Earth. While the amount of pollution grows every year, our atmosphere around us is not getting stronger. These days, climate change is a major issue, and this change is a direct result of the pollution in our environment, and hopefully we will someday find the fixes to our problem. Thank you.